year ago, I said this. That game finally has its true successor. Halo 4 couldn't do it. Halo 5 couldn't do it. It's time for us to stop counting linearly and start counting to
So, that aged poorly. Halo Infinite couldn't do it either. Come in. Okay, I'm here now. Who are you? I'm Forge. You're pretty late, man. Well, I'm the last thing they gotta fix Halo, so you know what? At this point, why not? Cool.
As most people know by now, Halo 3 is probably my favorite game of all time. It changed my life. Its multiplayer introduced me to competitive shooters that I still enjoy to this day. I made plenty of friends, I probably broke at least one controller in anger too, but the most important part of that game, to me, was its Forge. Forge was introduced in Halo 3 as a map editing tool, at first, but slowly Bungie gave us more tools, more maps, and just more things to create whatever we wanted, and it was incredible. The custom games on custom maps seemed endless, and it only got better and better as each Halo game came out. It was no longer just a map editor, but it became a true map maker, where you could build everything from scratch with no limits, except your imagination. Halo Reach gave us an even bigger and better sandbox in Forge World. Halo 4 improved the way Forge looked by giving us even more sandboxes. And by the time Halo 5 came out, we were so close to essentially just being developers ourselves. And the maps kinda went wild there. But now, Halo Infinite has Forge. And it's exactly what this game has needed. Halo Infinite's Forge is undoubtedly the best Forge ever made. And it's still in its beta, which these days just means we'll fix it later. Why am I giving it such high praise? Because the things that people have already been able to do with Forge in as little as 1 week is astounding. The skybox is the limit. And while Halo Infinite has had plenty of bumps in the road on the way to where we are now, this new Forge has the potential to save this game. So for all you noobs out there who have never used Forge in their life, like ever, first of all, that's so sad. Second of all, let me help by breaking it down for you. Shall we? To Forge is actually a lot more simple than it looks. You'll start by choosing a backdrop for your map. Is it in the desert, on grassy plains, in space, under freaking water? It's up to you. And if the lighting isn't what you like, you can change it, from its intensity, to the location of the sun, to the time of day. You have a ton of different materials to work with. You can make things out of blocks, or rocks, or glass, or grass, or tents, or vents, or trees, or freeze. Sorry, what was I saying? And you can adjust an object's size in any direction. You can make it big or small or stretch it as far as you need to. You can change its material and its color to fit your needs. Objects can be phased into each other. And if you need a more precise angle, you can turn on magnets and adjust the angles accordingly. You can also mark multiple objects at once and move them around or even duplicate them all. When you finish the main foundation of your map, you can add spawn points, including how the intro and the outro camera looks. Although every single Forge map has this intro camera thing that just shakes like crazy, it's like your grandma was holding the camera.
King of the Hill.
You can also add weapon and equipment spawns, and adjust their respawn rate accordingly. You can add objectives for different game types like Oddball, King of the Hill, Capture the Flag, or just make your map for Slayer. Nobody cares, it's all up to you. You can test it out right there in Forge by switching to your human form, and you can even forge with a friend. If you have one. Don't forget to save your map, because this Forge will crash from time to time, and when it happens, it will break your spirits. You technically have a limit, but it's very hard to get to that limit. Simple objects themselves won't take up that much of the percentage, but stuff like fire and bubbles and steam, that's going to require a lot more. And yes, you can add full-on effects like that, including ambient noise. And once you think you're ready to try the map, you can invite some friends and try out your map in a custom game. And then you can go back and fix issues and rinse and repeat. And just like that, you have made a custom map. Congratulations. Now, if you want to make custom game types, that's going to be in the custom games section. You can change what players spawn with, how much health they have, etc, etc. Now go to the server browser and let people try it and download it. What's that? There's no server browser? Yeah, there's no way to set up a cool lobby with random people built into Halo Infinite until March. But thankfully, plenty of Halo enthusiasts and content creators like Mint Blitz and Sean W have Discords that are constantly hosting Halo lobbies. And in my Discord, you should check it out, it's pretty cool. I will be hosting custom games and playing them on my stream Monday, November 21st at 11 a.m. PST. Be there or be square. Anyways, you can, however, still browse the most popular maps and game types. And if you want to send a map to somebody, you can just send them via Halo Waypoint. It's not convenient, but there's options. Unfortunately, we don't have arguably the most important game type for Forge, which is Infection, but hopefully it comes soon. Players have been able to work around it with attrition or by straight up glitching it into the game. 343, please let us be zombies again, please. I obviously can't go over every single thing in Forge. How could I? There's so many intricate things that you can do, like saving groups of objects as prefabs, and of course, scripting, which allows for you to make objects interact. It can be as simple as making doors that open with a button, or as crazy as making a functional boss battle. This thing is run by the scripting in Forge. How? There's multiple videos online that you can watch that explain scripting a lot better than I could, and expert forgers will make crazy things happen with it. But most of you noobs will just make simple stuff like remakes of Nuketown or Rust from Call of Duty, or, you know, I wanted to recreate one of those iconic 360 no-scopes off High-Rise's crane, but I kind of failed. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Come on!
I missed!
Did he at least get the spin?
So that's Forge in a nutshell. There's so much you can do, and there's so many awesome maps to play on with friends and Halo fans. From goofy maps like Duck Hunt or Smash Bros. Final Destination, or even race car driving, or remakes of old Halo maps, or just awesome maps created by fans that just belong in the multiplayer already. However you want to play Halo, whether it's competitive or just for fun, there's a map and mode for it. Or there will be, because it's only been a week. Back in Halo 3, my proudest achievement was making Shipment from Call of Duty 4. It was never popular or anything, nobody really knew that I made it because I was just a kid back then. And it feels like we've gone full circle since I can play on Shipment today in Halo Infinite. And it's amazing. And even more importantly, I now have this platform to show off some of the maps that I've made. Back in the day, I used to make maps just for myself. I would play with a couple friends, but nobody really got to see them. Now, you can play them. It gets me really excited, but also so sad. Forge gives me a bittersweet feeling because 1 year ago, Halo Infinite released. And at the time, I really enjoyed the game and gave it a really positive review because I had hoped that 343 would fix its many issues. And I discuss all those issues in my previous video. You can check it out later. And 343 sort of fixed some of these issues after a year. While Forge is great and has reinvigorated my love for Halo Infinite, it came so late. If Halo Infinite released this month in its current state, I think it would have been Game of the Year potential. But the reality is, most of you uninstalled this game, and its player base has dwindled. But Forge does give me hope that things can change. I won't lie, I partially made this video because I want to encourage those of you that gave up on Halo to give it another try, and join us in custom games. Maybe this game will end up in my yearly Dead Games video, but hopefully not, because I think Forge and the players who love the game at its core can keep Halo Infinite alive, and maybe one day it will thrive. But what do you think about Forge? Have you tried it and made your own maps? What are some of your favorite maps? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, I'm gonna be real with you guys, I'm addicted to this game again, so I'm going to finish forging enough maps to eventually host a tournament with just my maps. Like low-key, that would be a really fun idea, let's just be honest. So, I'll catch you later, ya noob.